skipped Monday on purpose. Didn't want to take that trade, knowing it was just going to wind up badly. Did not want to at all. So instead, what we did was we took care of business Monday, and now we're here. It's not 9:30 yet. It's close. 3 minutes till. So we're gonna make all of this way quick. Yeah. So that's a wee bit on the oof side. I see this and go, I'm applying the fixed volume profiles really wrong. There's my cue to wake up. Today was fairly early. I had a good sleep. This is scary. Because in a move where the POC is just back and forth, consolidation, it acts as a magnet. We could see price continue low, hit this, and move up, but it failed. As where the high volume nodes begin. That's where high volume nodes begin. From there, where do I think it's going to go? Because here's my established range for it to dance in. The way the strategy is applied, wait for price to move away from point control. Gosh. Wait for retrace. Wait for it to hit a range, and then from that range, take a trade in the opposite direction. Seeing as it failed this point control up here, exception of this, I guess. Nothing over here, but plenty of stuff right there. We're still in the opening minutes, so it's fine. I want to take things slow right now. let's do this. I want to take this. Take this. I want to do this. I know what this is going to tell me, but I'm honestly inclined to look at this a wee bit different. Mm-hmm. We're trading outside the balance area. Balance area is down here. We had 2 points of control. This one here, this one here. My balance area starts, roughly, considering just today, right about in here. It's going to be brought up to right there. That's right at my balance area. So with this being the case, I want to move this down because that would make it more of a firm range. What am I doing? I'm trading in a current imbalance. What direction should I be trading in? The opposite of its direction. I should be waiting for it to stop. I should be waiting for price to quickly retreat back to the point of control. And what allows me to take this trade So we're in a low volume node, fast moving area. I'm learning this because it seems simple enough to understand, and it's reliable across many different instances. We're trading outside, fast movements on low volume nodes. This is trend. We're in imbalance. We're moving up. Okay. How do I enter this? Off the extreme. Per the day, and even if not the day, per volume after zooming out a decent bit, we're looking for the next available point of resistance, and that'd be up here. It starts roughly right here, and the current point of control is down here. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a rejection off of this level here. Once it has rejected, we know that price is going to move down. Why? Because this is the current point of control. This is the one spot where all the volume sat at for a long period of time. Its imbalance does not necessarily mean that, yes, it's going to come down and retest. So what are we going to do about this? We're going to look at the levels of support and resistance and go based off them. We know that if this doesn't get retested, it's targeting this level of liquidity up here. And the question becomes, on testing of this, if it's rejected, my final take profit should be this point of control. My final stop loss, the low volume node just above the rejection. I think that's the strategy I need to apply here, because we have a fairly thin profile with a large point of control at the bottom. Are we in a low volume node? Yes. We're actually building up to a high volume node. Everything from this line up is the next available high volume node. So with that in mind, we're looking for a rejection, trade off of it, and target the point of control. We're not going to completely target the bottom of this either, because it has established a well-defined range. It does not want to go beyond. That's why it moved away so rapidly. That being the case, on rejection, I'm going to attempt a short and work from there. I'm going to pause the video. Here's what I'll do based on that. So, volume setup. This right here. Before any of this can come into play, this right here is showing a strong support. So what I think I'm going to do is trade from here down. But before I trade this down, I want to see a candle closure below this candle right here, below this low. That would tell me what I need to know in order to take this trade into a short, because we'll have rejected this level specifically. We'll see it return to the point of control. That will give me a well-defined, looks like a 1 to 2. Oh, oops, not that one. This one. If I were to trade this, put the stop loss up here, or final take profit roughly in this, like somewhere in the middle of this, that's a 1 to 3 risk reward, which is a good risk reward ratio. Ish. I think this is a good setup. I think this is a good trade. I'm more easily able to define my stop loss and my take profit compared to the other strategies I've been using before. One of them didn't even mention where to set them. It was just based on off of the indicator, pick a range and then stick with it type of gist. The one beforehand had a fairly complicated way of getting to that point, but ultimately it wasn't as fruitful in the end. So, taking a chance on this kind of strategy, I understand it's not a one-size-fits-all type of gist. There's some discretionary to go about. I think we got this. I think we have this in the bag. Our strategy is in the right because we'd be playing a retrace move. And this is kind of lining up with us. We're far above this right now, but ultimately the point of control is going to act like a magnet. It hasn't been retested, so what we're going to see is it move up, just like it is now, and then we're going to see this cross up here. It fail this level up here, and we'll see it fall and then hit this range down here. Whether or not it'll hit this, not entirely sure. Even if it doesn't and it decides to hit this instead, that's still a 1 to almost 2 risk reward. The possibility of it hitting down here is strong because not only is this a level where price quickly moved through, but it also supports this level down here, having not been retested yet. And I could be completely wrong about this entire gist. That just means I need to learn a little bit more about the strategy before I actually begin to apply it. I understand that this is a breakout and we should be trading based on continuance of this trend specifically. But based on the volume profile specifically, and it not being an equal level, it dancing around a 70% point, we know that price is just discovery. price might move down based on the point of control's magnet. It might work. We shall see. I want to pause the video. I want to wait patiently. I'm not going to take a trade until I see a closure below this low here, confirming that, yeah, this level's been rejected and we're going to see it continue lower. There's a strong possibility that we might not make a trade just because the logic behind a breakout of balance area is trend itself. So continuance would be what we're after, and it would be based on a high volume node that we take that trade in the direction of trend. Yeah. You just need to learn how to apply. All right. I will be right back. Okay. So I took a trade based on 3 factors. The first, volume profile being the way it is right now. We're currently in the down move. We're looking at price to break structure. And I know that based on the low volume node data that I was just researching, that price is going to move quickly through them as soon as it has a taste of it. And from that, we should see price continue on down towards the point of control, the main point of control for the past 24 hours. We know that after it's rejected the high up here, this low volume node that I had marked previously, that it was going to retrace. This retrace was inevitable. The second thing we took this trade off of was the repetition off of this one level here. We might not have had 2 candles rejected, but we did have a breakout rejection of a low volume node, making the inverse, a short trade, even more plausible. Third thing to trade off of, I know I'm not supposed to be relying on it, but the MACD coinciding with the volume profile and our direction for trade, closing this gap very, very quickly all of a sudden makes me think, okay, price is now going into a much more steep retrace. We should see it continue on down. If it doesn't break past this right here, I'm entirely inclined to think that this could be where we take out roughly 0.02 of what I've put in. We've got 0.03 lots of 0.032. That's what that math is off of. And that's just a safeguard in the event price doesn't want to go as low as we think it will. I initially thought it would go down all the way over here, but in actuality, I'm not expecting it to go past this level of liquidity because we've got plenty of low volume node for it to shoot through, but there's already 1 point of resistance, and if it's going to just bounce off of this, I'd rather know that it will, based off of its path. If it chooses to continue on, though, I mean, it works. We'll see if this works, though. We have a 1 to 6 up. 1 to 6.5 risk reward up right now. I do think it'll continue on and hit at least one of our take profits. Alright, I think I'm in a good trade. I'm going to pause the video now. I'll be right back. Okay, so we've sat in trade for a while. We've gotten our first take profit here, kind of where I had called it initially. we wanted to be on the safe side, and I pulled out just a little bit to make sure we didn't completely lose the trade. I'm noticing that we have a very strong support level here that's giving us some issues with continuing on down towards the final take profit. I'm entirely aware that this could honestly be the end of the trade, and I'm tempted to, I'm honestly wanting to pull out. I think it's the smart move to do. We've consolidated pretty much. This is a huge amount of volume in this one spot. I honestly think it's the right call to go ahead and close trade. It's a winning trade. We made our first take profit. We did not hit our final take profit. I get that was kind of a stretch. Regardless, though, that was a 1 to 2 risk reward. It was initially a 1 to 5, but if we bring it up to roughly here-ish, that is a 1 to 3 almost risk reward ratio, 2.5 risk reward ratio. I'm not upset about it. I think that was an okay trade. In my opinion, things could have gone better, but in actuality, there's still a lot more I gotta learn about it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment as to what your favorite part of the video was. I understand I'm new at this and I'm learning. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't ask me for anything in the comments about anything regarding this, because I'm just going to tell you what I have learned based on the videos I have already put up. I will not advise you on anything like that, and if you get anything from me that says I can, disregard it completely, because chances are it's not me. Yeah. Consider subscribing if you're newer on the comeback and want to see more of my amazing content. If you're interested in finding any of my other content and you think they might be of to your benefit, to your entertainment, head on over to the video description down below. All those links can be found there. Have fun. Enjoy the ride. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This was a good trade. I'll see you in the next one, okay? Peace.